Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, good afternoon everybody. Meet me again with Ansfozia Handoko. And today we are going to discuss about strategies-based instruction or SBI for TEFL. Well, let's start the discussion by reciting Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And the components to discuss today are number one, definition of SBI, number two, SBI principles, and number three, techniques in implementing SBI. Well, the definition of strategy-based instruction or SBI, which I got from a reference, is an approach to language teaching that focuses not on the language itself, but rather on what is being taught through the language. That is, the language becomes the medium through which something new is learned. To simplify, SBI is defined as a teaching approach to help students know what, how, and why to learn, and to facilitate them to learn by Yin Sheng 2008. And strategy-based instruction or SBI helps students in different ways, as below. Number one, they will find their own strategy, so they will be more fun and responsible for their learning. Number two, they will be more confident because they have found best strategy which is suitable with their learning problem and style. And number three, they will be autonomous learners. They will study a new language by themselves. The note is because they have known what they need and what they learn, why they learn, and how to learn, they will be more successful in language learning.
Well, for SBI principles, there are four principles to consider in developing SBI. Number one, the teaching is directly related with students' problem. Number two, the student have to know what that strategy-based instruction gives benefits in language learning. Number three, students with different backgrounds should be facilitated properly. Number four, the teaching consists of sufficient scaffolding, modeling, practice, and development of self-assessment. In addition, people who are good language learners are able to find a learning style that suits them, involved in the language learning process, develop an awareness of language both as system and as communication, pay constant attention to expanding their language knowledge, develop the second language as a spirit system, and take into account the demands that audio learning imposes. Cultural and renders also introduce the step of SBI development. They propose five main stages. Number one, raising awareness of the strategy, asking students their problems in learning language and showing how implementing learning strategies may solve the problems. Number two, modeling the strategy, teaching and showing how to use certain language strategies. Number three, trying out the strategy, practicing the new learning strategies taught. Number four, evaluating the strategy, asking the students their feeling, opinions, benefits, and problems in using the strategies. Number five, encouraging transfer to the strategy to new contexts. Students will do main language learning strategies and asking them to do reflection about which strategy is more suitable for their needs. And the third is techniques in implementing SBI. There are three main techniques in implementing SBA as below. Number one, delegated instruction. This is the teaching is focused on the teaching of learning strategies only. It is done in one subject which the teacher only teaches about teaching strategy, and it is one of school curriculum. This technique will give some benefits for both teacher and learners, such as number 1. The teacher will have more time to prepare and design the instruction. Number two, the students will focus more on learning strategies, and because it is a part of curriculum. Number three, the program will be more prepared and the students are more serious in joining the program. And the negative effect of using a topic about learning strategies only are as below. Number one, other important topics are not taught. Number two, the student will easily get bored with the same program. And number three, teaching and practicing a certain strategy, for example, need full learning process in which it is difficult to implement in a spirited teaching. The next is integrated instruction. It is integrated with the teaching process. The example of this implementation is a learning process used a current model such as CLT. CLT stands for Communicative Language Teaching. In a learning of genre-based instruction, it consists for main stages, that is, building knowledge of the field or BCOF, modeling of the text MOT, joint construction of the text JCOT, and independent construction of the text of ICOT, which are adapted from 5 stages proposed by FIS. The learning strategies instruction can be applied in any stage or all stages. By using this model, the teacher does not need to change the curriculum. The students can implement the strategies in more meaningful situations and it is more appropriate and easier for beginning or introduction. And the last is adjunct instruction. It is also integrated within regular teaching process. The implementation is only in the beginning or at the end of the lesson. One of the research use number two. And number two is integrated instruction. She, as a writer, used the implementation integrated instruction in a college class about writing. Okay.
Well, thank you everyone for your nice attention. And of course, this presentation still needs guidance from our beloved lecturer. And after watching this video, let's discuss more about this topic. Thank you very much. The last I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.